You know, a lot of times the women come to that epiphany stage, which statistically speaking, the epiphany stage of women starts around the age of 28 to 32. And when they get in this epiphany stage, that's when they start realizing the mistakes they made in relationships, mistakes they made in their life. You know, case in point, check out what this woman has to say.
Father, fix it. I'm ready for a husband. I'm ready to sit down and be quiet. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to wear matching outfits. I'm ready to go to the family events and be quiet and let you talk. I'm gonna bring you a plate. I'm gonna fix you a nice plate. I promise. I'm gonna make you a drink. I make cocktails. You know, I'm gonna look nice. I'm gonna look pretty. I'm gonna stay in shape. I'm gonna go for walks. What do you need? Do you need me to support you? I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna help you build that business. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be your secretary. What do you need? God, I'm ready. I'm tired. This job done wore me out, y'all. They done wore me out about this job. Everything done wore me out. I done did wrong. I done mismanaged my life up here at this point. I need a life manager, and I think the life manager that I'm looking for is a husband.
So clearly she wasn't listening before. She wasn't cooperative before. She wasn't fixing plates because she said she's ready. Think about it. Listen to the key words she said. She's ready to do all that. But then in this video, I noticed something. If you look intently at that video, right behind her in the back seat is a car seat, meaning she has a child. So she had a child from a previous relationship. So whatever husband that she's ready to be so cooperative with, he's going to have to come in and be a stepfather. He's not going to know what her relationship is with the father of the child. What's that dynamic? Do she still have love for this man? You know, some men don't like that another man has access to the woman they with like that. Some men just don't like it, like that situation. He don't know what he's going to walk into. But this is the issue. Why wasn't you ready to do this before? Why now? Why now? A lot of times, I understand you say, well, you know, people learn, they do better, X, Y, Z, but okay, fine. I get that. I really do. It's the evolution of being a person. But the issue I have is, why do you put the cart before the horse? Meaning, why y'all so quick to have a child? I don't understand that. That is something that I always said that I would not do. And I'm talking about as a man. I would not have a child if I'm not married to that woman. I refuse to. And I make sure of that, because I feel that my children should come into marriage, and I chose to marry their mama, not some random woman I was just in some relationship with and made a whole baby. You make a whole life decision with somebody I didn't want to make a life choice with. You know what I'm saying? And it's a two-way street. But I always say this, when it comes to single-parent households, the woman gonna have the child most of the time, because the courts go enforce that. I know exactly how the courts work, because when I tried to get custody of my son years ago, and I had a whole lot better situation going on. You know, a room for my son in a home, nice neighborhoods, good school, you know, making decent money, got insurance, got all kinds of things. And the court still wouldn't grant me custody of my son. The only way they'll do that unless the woman is like, you know, being extremely abusive, doing drugs or whatever. They're not going to grant a man custody of his child. He just, you know what I'm saying? It's a messed up situation. Now, in hindsight, you know, what I learned from, you know, watching other people, sure, I would say just because one judge said, doesn't mean you can't appeal, but you got to have a little deeper bag. At the time, I didn't have my bag wasn't that deep like that to be appealing decisions constantly, you know, because that's one way you get what you want. Just keep appealing the case. And eventually, she probably run out of money and you probably get what you want. Then she's going to say, okay, you can have custody or whatever the case. And my thing is, you know, most men wouldn't even want to charge a woman child support. Really don't. They say, look, you can have your visitation, you can have everything. I just want custody of my son or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. But a man got to come into a situation. He has to come into a situation with you. Of course you're cooperative now. Of course it's hard by yourself, one income, dealing with that child. And let's say the dad is nowhere to be found. Let's say the dad is locked up, whatever the case may be, and he locked up for 10, 15 years, whatever. It's hard. That's why you should not make a life decision like that unless you're sure and you're married. And even when I tell people, even you get married, wait at least 3 years, 2-3 years before you have a child. Why? Give yourself some time in your relationship. 2, if y'all just realize after getting married, y'all not too compatible for marriage, at least you're not having a child you have to deal with. Y'all just went on y'all separate way. Because when children get in the mix, that's when things get difficult, hard, and everything else. And that's why I'm just trying to, make sure, and I always tell people, don't get caught in a situation like that. But I understand that it takes time to learn. But my Lord, just stop having these children. If that